Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We got the last NACL VoD review of the week, day before our week 6/week 8 starts for LCS and Challengers, respectively. Happy Friday if you're tuning in to the stream, which is on Cubby XX. But guys, I'm doing this intro for YouTube, which you will probably be seeing it there now. Thanks so much for the support for all my channels, Cubby XX everywhere. And yeah, let's dive in. This is a really big series for the playoff picture, and congrats to CCG on finding the 2-1. And Cryer getting his first win in NACL so far. So that said, let's see how it gets done, because it does not get done in game one. This draft was one of the worst drafts I've seen in Fearless, sadly, for CCG. So we have topside locked in for Winthrop. Is the Ivern denied with the Trist and Leona taken? Olaf taken very early on. I mean, I think that this ends up... I'm going to guess that CCG... honestly wanted Seraphine for themselves here, or Cinder or something. The fact that Winthrop picked Seraphine, I think really warps this draft, because now we can run away from Olaf, and these guys are all AD. So, speccing armor, very easy. There's really no magic damage to worry about. If you want treads, you can take it, and that's enough. Yasuo bot, pretty much CCG, they have to get extremely far ahead early on if they want to have a chance in this game. But if they aren't up like 5k gold to 15, I do think this game's over based on draft. We have really easily executable team fights for Winthrop with the Seraphine and Lilia. And CCG are kind of pressured to go Merc Treads. All they have to do is wait out Olaf, reset the fight with Seraphine, who I think is a very, very good pick this game, and then abuse the short range of CCG. So we're critically outranged. We have a bad damage spread, and this ends up being a really rough game for the comp CCG. I don't think it was a good draft. But they patched it up in later games, so that's good. Rune check. Lit. I like reading this when we can. Good job, Trevor. It's fine. We're going to be under pressure. It is Conqueror for Aaron with the blue tree setup, which is kind of interesting. But we do get a lot of ability haste from this. Yeah, I don't know if we can consistently proc Conqueror, but I actually think going yellow and blue tree for Seraphine is not too bad. I just maybe prefer to see a blue tree in the yellow secondary where we take like these 2 points or these 2 points. Everything else is pretty stock standard. All right. Level 1, we have a couple words dropped on the top side, but that's really it. And then early game CCG should be able to win bot. Top lane is a little bit wave dependent, but Olaf scales into this matchup pretty nicely. I'm pretty sure Camille has to like hit Triforce Spike and do damage in the matchup that way. I think that's the path to victory up there. All right, so Kryra wraps up clear bot. Gets doesn't really get much. They get Aaron Flash in the back half. That's fine. This game, like honestly, I mean, I casted this game. Looking back, this game was so fucking boring. Because it really is like, what can we find here? I mean, this is a nice play by CCG, but like they need to find like 10 of these, you know? And you get TP back, so like it's nice, but it's not like they get anything huge off that. By the way, it looks like early death timers are being increased. So really interested to see what that has to do for the game. Cryer wraps up clear top. Just going to make sure Crimson gets that wave in okay. Crimson didn't take TP in this. This was poor from Denethor. We get a replay of this one. Yeah, I mean, this wave... I understand, like, wanting to make a play. I just think this was the wrong call. You have support coming up. And Kryra, nice hover. I said they were able to turn it, so... I mean, nice turn from Winnie and Skytech, but I think Denethor just went early. And it does hurt Denethor's lane quite a bit. He had, like, he TP'd back for this. Yeah, I mean, after the 6 comes in, you just cannot go for this. So, pretty tough. Not much else to say. Aaron's dead. They get Grubs off this. He actually trades out Trevor. So, can we play this better? Yeah, I think Trevor can wait for Manui to get in range. I mean, it's a 1-for-1, and Seraphine misses way, but maybe we can get Leon out of there too. God damn, you guys didn't want to watch the Esports Garage video, and then I start going over tape, and you guys are in. I guess you guys are going to hate when I play a card game later on tonight. Nice buffer here from Trevor. I don't... Let's see what Winthrop's thinking here. I mean, I'm down for the red buff contest. Again, CCG, I think they have to really stonewall this game. Cryer has a smite up. Yep. I just don't agree with this step back here. I know Manui's stuck in the lane. I think it's a good turn on the Darkwings, but I think Darkwings has to be a little bit more patient. Or just, like, flash this. Like, yeah, I think if he flashes there, it's fine. So, alright. You get caught. Like, there might be something there for CCG. Oh, that's the other thing. They have one knockup, and it's Daisy for Yasuo, so that is also tough. I mean, legitimately, Yone bot, I'm in. Would have been more down for Yone bot than Yasuo. Alright, when he's able to answer back some camps, which is quite nice. And then Manui does his damnedest here. I mean, like, the fact that they have Yasuo in the 2v1 being okay is kind of big, but yet I just don't think this lead's big enough at the moment. The biggest positive for CCG is the fact that Olaf's up. So if anything, for CCG, I think playing a little bit more around the Olaf lane, like while Denethor Flash was down, could have been doable. Manui goes down. Oh, I mean, I'm so unenthused about this game. I'm going to be real. Like, this game was so uncompetitive for the rest of it, pretty much. Okay, grubs are being taken, so, like, those are even. And can we ult here? Like, after post-aftershock ult? Unit gets buffered, you still get the slow on the flip side. Flash follow if you really want. You did see a recall. I'm fine with forcing there. Again, I think CCG needs to keep this game moving. It's good engage. I don't love Aaron waiting here. I mean, he hits a thickie. But I think if he's on the stack, this makes a little bit more sense to me. If they're playing as a stack with Seraphine. I know Windwall is really bad. against Seraphine. Or really good against Seraphine, sorry. Really bad for Seraphine is what I meant. I don't know. I mean, again, Winthrop, like, all I have to do is just wait this game. I think I can always just chill. I do appreciate the Lilia slam into Ivern again. I think Lilia and Ivern's a fine matchup. And with Trist, I think Lilia is being played by Winthrop, but is underplayed right now as a whole. A lot of it's because Lilia is vulnerable to pick, but if you see enough where you can get Lilia out of being picked, I do think this champ is really oppressive. And especially this game, like, look at how many melees they have. Like, Winnie is so valuable this game. Poor Manui, man. Try to see if Windwall is used. Yeah, it was used. So it opens up this from Aaron, which is quite good. Meanwhile, where's Trevor in all this? Trevor doesn't need to be top here. He should be walking. Okay. All right, here comes the fight. We have Crimson in. And this is a good angle for Crimson, so. Good clean out from Crimson. Good retake. But still, like, only 2k gold. You take mid off that. Darkwings was chilling bot while this is going on, too. So, like CCG, again, they're trading even right now. Pretty much. I mean, they got the Rift, and they want even in turrets, even in kills. But Darkwings is getting fed. I think their timer is continuing to expire. I don't mind this TP from Crimson. But he doesn't get the turret. So now they're kind of stuck. Okay, now he gets turret. All right. I mean, Darkwings has to reset, so I like the TP. All right, so they trade up one turret. That's okay. But still, I mean, look at the items. It's all steel caps, and it's a Randuin's Rush from Skytech, which in this comp, in this draft, I love. Randuin's Rush is actually so hilariously good here. I like it a lot better than Frozen Heart, too, on support. It just gives you better stats, minus the ability haste for me. Like, because, like, you just lack HP for Frozen Heart. I think Rel can, like, use the HP a little bit better. So, like, legitimately, in this draft, I think Randuin's first is so based. I actually think it's more effective than, like, Locket, Knight's Vow. Like, I think it just ruins them. Even the slow, too, to, like, abuse your range advantage and get... I mean, it doesn't affect Olaf, but, like, it can affect the team from following up on Olaf. I think it's quite good from Skytech. Now these setups from CCG, like, we're all on even footing. I mean, this is decent harass, but Chochi gets forced out by Denethor. It's a winning trade. Yeah, Skytech takes some damage. But as long as they're waiting out Crimson ult, it's fine. Really nice ult here from Aaron. And now it's just, can we wait out Crimson ult? So we go Golden, and Crimson dies. Really good focus here from Darkwings. And just becomes a really easy front to back. Yeah. Seraphine keeps people alive. It's pretty nice. Double W. Buys quite a bit of time. Good route here. Yeah. And then Kryra's the only one left. I mean, that's game. I don't care if it's Soul. It's just game. They, like, Winthrop so completely outscaled them in this one. I don't know. I just don't like the draft for CCG. They just don't give themselves a big enough window to actually be able to win the game. All you have to do now is wait out Olaf, which Seraphine, again, is so good. We saw some Seraphine crop up in NACL this week. I'm not surprised. This champ's just OP. Like, its kit is just too good. And if you can absorb some of these engages, it can really put a timer on some comps. We saw Supernova do it at support, where I didn't think it was as impactful as I thought, but it was still a decent pick that game. Like, I cast it. I thought it was more impactful during the cast than I did going over the game. But I like the pick. I mean, Winnie gets... Like, Winnie eating all this is so bad, and it just... Like, I don't know why Winnie walks into Q range. That's bad. But it just doesn't matter. Like, even the R gets blocked by Yasuo. Look at that. But the ult from Aaron's really good. So props to Aaron again. He gets this around the wind wall and waits till after and hits a really good one. And again, they kite out Crimson. So the Zanya is like all they needed. They only get Sky Tech. That's not enough. Yeah, and then they just get to go ham. Yeah, Darkwing's living there is like a little bit lucky, but again, like, doesn't really matter. Winthrop just gets to push these fights so hard. This game is really uninteresting to me. I'm probably going to speed through it. I'm sorry, Winthrop. I just think that your draft is like 50 times better at this point. Just not a competitive game anymore. All right, so Trevor's going to push. Aaron still has sums, so. Like, yeah, Skytech goes low, but the TP from Denethor is so good. He's got ult back up, too. Okay, doesn't matter that he does. I know he hits a goodie. But again, like, let's see how Crimson ulted. Okay, so he ults for just Skytech. That's a bad ult from Crimson. I think he's got to hold it. Because now it's out, and it's a good blast cone and the good McHale's. But like, again, the only way you can win these fights is if Olaf has ult, and then when he just buys so much time. Also, the hewing from the Seraphine through Zanya's. Sick champ. Okay, say force off bot. I mean, all this shit's free. Like, what the fuck, man? Alright, this game was not very competitive. That's fine. CCG wins this series. They really needed to win this, by the way. If CCG don't win this, they're pretty much in relegation. But since they did, it gave them a lot more playoff scenarios. So, yeah. I'm more curious about the comeback. Again, I don't think that draft was competitive. And the other two games were. All right, game 2. Ezreal Open. Still have a lot of AP junglers up, so we are going to play Sedge Renekton into Bran. We're seeing Sedge Renekton get slammed a little bit more as it gives your top side a lot of strength around grubs and the ability to make plays into some of these mages early on. I've been bitching a little bit about Cassante into Renekton. I think if Sedge Renekton's showing, it's acceptable. You can go Jax, but you kind of need winning jungle matchup to make Jax work, so Cassante is kind of fine this game. We have Zeri, so Zeri's bluffing that it could be topside. That said, immediately, we throw a ban at each, and then we end up with a Syndra. So Syndra brings some pretty good pick and disengage here. I thought Syndra, though, overall picked a little bit early. I can understand wanting to hold support, but I mean, honestly, I think that playing for Nautilus would have been pretty good here if I'm Winthrop. Like, taking away Naut counters and, like, getting a Naut ban from CCG, I think would have been nice. Now, that would have opened up more bot pairings and would have put the Zeri more likely in the mid, but if we do take... We can just blind Naut with a couple bans at this point of Fearless and then try and hold the Zeri flex. I think by giving it, we end up with Akshan and Alistar. So we get blown out of the water early on for CCG, but like Ezreal can still get farm because, I mean, it's just Ezreal. And we scale better, a lot better this game for CCG, in my opinion. Just have to pressure... a lot of it's going to be about Cinder Flash, so... Yeah. Winthrop, onus on them to interact with the game early. All right, word spotted. They give it to Darkwings. That's correct. And we're going to have a late invade. And they go find Kryra at the Wolves. Kryra is going to miss this. By autoing the camp here, Oh, wait, no, Winnie missed this. Sorry. Cryer hits it. Winnie should not auto the camp here. He should just reset it. By autoing it, he opens up the window for Cryer to just one-tap it, and now he's cooked. So, no Q. That feels kind of bad. And Shochi doesn't miss too much. I mean, also Shochi is the one that gets the kill, so that's nice. I will say, I like Akshan a lot this game. It's a good matchup into Syndra. Oh, we didn't have runes. Sorry. If you get access to early MR, you can kind of win War of Attrition. So with that being said, you have push mid. I really like Skytech going for this. Just miss. You got Shochi flash. It's a good attempt, honestly. If that hits, it is a kill. So good flash from Shochi. And I appreciate interacting with this lane early, because I do think that Syndra needs help if she wants to win this. Syndra can win this, it's just that Syndra needs help. Alright, so Kryra... The clear is weird this game. But Kryra ends up wrapping up his clear. Doesn't get a crab, but does get bot kill. So it's just a really weird timer given how the level 1 worked, and they end up getting a nice catch. Crimson doing his best to play the wave, and then Darkwings did burn E. I think Darkwings should preemptively flash the WQ from Ali. Ali went Glacial Path this game. I will say, I kind of like no Aftershock on Ali, but I think I like Phase Rush a lot. I don't think it's the best game for Phase Rush, so I'm okay with Glacial Path. Really well played here from Crimson. I mean, Crimson ends up hitting 6 first, and they push it. So, I don't know, I think Denethor on this wave, like, the wave is in a bad spot for Denethor. Like, you can't Q this. Kind of blue as shit. So, again, like, Denethor, I feel like Denethor could hit 6, but he did drop a couple creeps by getting the longsword advantage to walk back. Crimson staying here the whole time. Hit 6 earlier. He didn't drop XP from creeps, and he gets the kill immediately. And I really like the trigger pull. These were like probably my 2 front runners for the likely rookie of the split. And for me, Crimson's been the rookie of the split so far. I think Crimson's been quite good top line for a rook. He does a lot of the things I don't expect rookies to do pretty well, actually. And when he's up here, a little bit late, he's going to be ahead for Grubs, but nice chunk from Kryra. We love Bren. Like how Kryra is respecting his ward and waiting for his top laner to get back. And then they're actually able to get in here. So they had mid push too. So they end up recovering in the back half. And Denethor, he has ult advantage, but they don't push, which I did find a little bit awkward. We do get Trevor here. So good fight. I think 1 grub here for CCG was enough, and it's a nice wrap. If CCG exits the same side they came in, I still think they might get cooked. So, actually, they just have to exit earlier. I mean, I think Trevor sacking himself here is big. Like, that is the right call. Okay, so 2-1. I mean, against Renekton team, not bad. And your matchup's in a really good spot. Topside Crimson has a lot more econ in his inventory. I think Crimson has also adapted the Surdy build in this matchup, where you do go for the Bramble Vest, but then you just sit on it and you go Frozen Fist, where I think Frozen Fist is one of the few timers where you can actually pressure Renekton in this matchup. If you get it at a good time, good pace, so. Kryber's no flash. And doesn't dodge. But does as much damage as he can, which is honestly a lot. And guess what? Kryber's back. Ooh, Crimson missed. I think Crimson tried to guess the Q. Yeah. Oops. Crimson on my screen. He's got E coming up in a second. So I think he should E forward. And then he can actually like, guess the flash. But if he E's, I think he does get Winnie flash. I think he should E over the wall. And then you can pressure Winnie from there. Nice trade. You can see Shochi with 2 kills. He is down a little bit in CS, so it's kind of like evening things. But with treads, you can walk up and just win war of attrition. So, if flash this burn bot. And keep in mind, for me, CCG, they're comp out scale. So the fact that like brands in this state early on is really big. What's up, Red Knight? DeBears, yeah. I had my Garb on yesterday for the preseason game, you know. Even if Caleb didn't play. Yes, this play. Good flash from Shochi. Skytech should have autoed instead of going for the Q here. If he autos when this is down, with Ignite ticking, he's got one more tick. He gets it. Instead he goes for the Q and Shochi sidesteps and hits the level up. So, I think that feels bad for Winthrop. Yeah, that feels really bad. Like, that play for me should have went in their favor. Maybe Cinder gets traded out in the back half, but ends up being a pretty big loss because now they lose the grubs off that too. Shochi walks back first. So 4 grubs for CCG. Traded that for Drake. 2 Drakes for Winthrop's not bad, but again, the comp's on a timer. They did roll 2 pretty bad Drakes. So getting Cloud, like, Cloud's not the worst, but they would have gotten something else. Would have helped a lot more. Not what they wanted. I mean, solo Ezreal turret feels pretty good, man. I'll take that for Herald any day. Yeah, and then we have another fight down here. So Shochi, like, I think CCG is in a really good spot this game. Like, their side lanes are actually playable. And with Akshan, you do win both side lane matchups. Crimson plays this very well. Yeah, very well played by Crimson. He might have been able to actually stay up a little bit further here. Like, I don't know if he needs to flash. He would have gotten comboed from the Sedge Renekton, but he's still at... Okay, he did burn W. All right, my bad. That's a smart flash. That's really well played. I think there's a world where he can flash a little bit further up. So, like, his flash... I think there is a world where he can flash, like, a little bit further up, but he has to respect W range. From Sedge, too. That's very well played. So he dodges out on the gank and gets a lot of ults for his troubles. He trades evenly. And down numbers. Very good. Alright, this play. This is the play that kind of changed the game. It's a really nice engage from Trevor. I think they're playing a little bit disrespectful because they know they have Zeri, Renekton TP, and a handshake to stop Trevor. But Trevor flashing pulls the play off instantly. And the engage is so good for CCG. Like, I think Winthrop just cannot play this fight. Like, look at how split they are. their TP ended up landing first. I mean, it's pretty much synced up, but I think it's like really fucked from the start. I didn't like the R from Skytech. Manui plays this fight out really nicely. I appreciate how aggressive Manui is off this. Really well played by Manui. He didn't have to step up into Aaron there, but that's fine. I really like the opener to that fight. And then he gets res back up. So, because of Akshan, it's a clean ace. It's a really good engage for Trevor, and this is pretty much the game. Hello, Numi. Yeah, I mean, this game ended up being pretty one-sided. I do want to give credit for Kryra in the early game. I think that the first couple plays that Kryra went for were pretty smart. And, like, denying the one grub. I know that he went down, or Trevor went down in that scenario, but I feel like that was a decent contest. And then Winnie and Denethor really over-pushed when they did get the kill on the Kryra, because they got trapped afterwards. I think Kryra had a pretty nice game. Credit to Shochi as well. I mean, he dodged out of the gank, and he ended up with the early kills, and he ended up... We don't talk about it. 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 We do not talk about it. No driver's license for Winnie. Like this, like CCG for me again, they outscale this game. I feel like all of them kind of just played better. Like Crimson played this matchup out really nicely. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we can go for that W there for Aaron. Brand damage. Yeah, Winthrop kind of died one by one. It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. TP top from Syndra. I mean, they just take health. It's fine. It doesn't kill tempo too much. Okay, so Drake gonna be up. Baron also up. They have a little bit of Baron side vision, but they're fogging bot. So Kryra's gonna be on Drake on spawn. And we see Skytech get one shot by Manui trying to go for the control ward. Very nice. Damn, Manui cooked this game. Yeah, I mean, CCG just played better this game. There's really nothing else to say about it. They can just transition to the bot. They should go bot. Okay. I think they could have... I mean, they would have lost some Baron tempo, but if they don't respond to them, then it's fine. Witsend for Akshan. Again, if you get early MR in this matchup, you just kind of get to keep on stepping up and free firing. On hit, pretty good for Akshan too. He gets bonus autos next to his passive. And Crimson winning out of this matchup now. All trade benefits Renekton a little bit overall later on, but if you get Sterex, it's fine. I mean, alright, Shochi, can we be on this wave? We just had a fight. I mean, we're all on a reset here, Shochi. Shochi should have reset with his team. So, nice shutdown, and that's going to lead to a Baron start. I think this is all that Winthrop really has on the table, so that's fine. Again, early game comp, first couple plays went pretty sour. I'm okay with them trying this. Chuck Trevor. Okay, nice. Wait, what? Nice. Well played, Manui. They had enough info to know that they were on top side, so he was able to go in on Renekton like that. It's pretty nice. And no play, Kempo tilt. Tempo killed for Winthrop. Kempo tilt, that's a new one. And Winnie just walks in and takes it. I think Crimson should be ulting Winnie out. Like, just press R. Stand on the wall and press R. But I guess it didn't have vision. So, Trevor, with that, I think he's trying to blast cone Winnie out. Like, we can always just Oh, God. Oh, God. Trevor kind of... Actually, it's Trevor's job to hold the door, and he kind of griefed this. All right, regardless. How's the fight go? Have a Renekton. So far behind, we're throwing Renekton into the team, and we're not getting flame for it. I mean, Trevor does sack himself, but it's like the fattest Brandar I've seen, so it's chill. Okay, that's an oops. Ha! This was funny. There's a W under Aaron's feet. I think that there is a world where if he goes over the wall like here, you can keep the angle, but yeah. He gets comeuppance. And because of that, Manui's back. I do appreciate how CCG were a little bit more aggressive, though, with the Akshan with some of these kills. Like, the rev actually was pretty big, I think, for a couple of these plays, so... I'm glad that we saw some Akshan. This champion's cheesy as fuck. I think there is a world where he can get some play in this meta, unironically. He's really good in side lane against Renekton. Later on, like, it's very playable. So if you can get through some marksman matchups mid, I think that your mid game and side lane is actually really strong. And like with Brand too, take a couple fights with Akshan and support. You can trade 2 for 1, and if Akshan gets a kill, you're fine. Crimson takes a lot of damage here. It's a little aggressive from Crimson. He didn't W the Cinder E, and Cassante doesn't have the same like 70% damage reduction that he had. It's 30 now, I think. It's like 30 to, it's either 30 to 50 or a flat 30. I forget. But it's not stupid. Not as stupid as it was. I really like the Banshees this game from Bran. When he's stuck. Darkwings gets one tap by Bran. We get one tapped by Alistar, and that's game. Alright, this is kind of a sloppy game, but CCG were up. They had the scaling team. It still continues to be sloppy. It's fine. Alright, we're all alive. Game 3! We have a set support. I like the MF. Or I like the not pick here. Alright, so Corki was let through. Corki picked with a Maokai plus MF. I think MF Maokai is good. The Sivir pick, though, for me, like, when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is Sivir mid. I was pretty confident. Like, they were going to flex it, but I was pretty confident this was Sivir mid, and it ended up being really big this game. I want to see Sivir. If anyone's playing Zeri mid, play this shit into it. You're so much more useful if the game goes late. And I think that the comp that we end up with from Winthrop ends up being pretty beneficial for Sivir. I really like the Gragas pick here on 5 for CCG, because if you just disrupt this, then Sivir can run rampant. We have really good peel for Sivir already with these 2 picks. So I actually think Sivir, again, is missing. I really like the Jhin pick here, too. Just control range. You have Zyra to play off of, not Gragas to also proc Ws. It's really... I actually think the CCG comp is pretty well put together. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't think you want to open with Zyra. There are a lot of picks that are missing to answer for Corki, so I'm just going to go with they didn't expect this to come out from CCG. But again, I really, really like the pick. I think they were maybe expecting... Oh, no, Lucian's off the table. So, no Lucian, no Triss, no Akshan, and then none of this. And then no Ashe. Yeah, I think they just... I think they were a little bit surprised. This is a good draft from CCG. Way to give up... Like, they took Corki. I think their answers are really good. And then... Good bans here. Also, Kryra banning Zac against Winnie when he's playing the Zyra. Kryra is a Zac player. Or was a Zac player. I think Set here is actually a decent idea, by the way. It just... They really got dinged. For not taking support, because when you remove Braum from the equation, I think things get a lot harder. Also, there's no Alistar to deal with Sivir too. Quite good. If I have to go back and think about this draft, like what works better, I would prefer to not be Jace. I would actually want to set up a Kennen. So I think you got to blow Sivir up or else the fight's pretty unwinnable. I don't think Jace plays well because once we get lifesteal, the game's over. And that comes online earlier than the defense against Kennen. That's kind of my logic here. Either that or like a Malphite for yourself is really good into what's showing. You can play Malphite into this. You get kind of dog walked by Zyra, but you just have to ban a Sylas. They pick Sylas in a Maokai Malphite. Oh boy. Anyway. So I will not go till the lights off. Do we have runes? We do not have runes. I'm sad. Winthrop go to walk in which they lose Denethor Flash, so that hurts. And I really favor CCG later on in this game. So early game, important for Winthrop. With the bouncing Boyd's a Sivir. You can kind of match the push. He goes E early, so he's going to get some HP back for some of these trades. Can set up the mage creeps too with bouncing blades. Cryo with the 307 clear. Very nice. So Winthrop play around bot side. They did end the clear here, but Winnie's late just because, again, you're playing into Zyra. So Zyra already walks away with this, and they don't get, like, there's no play now for Winthrop. So Cryo's going to base on the hover. And yeah, Cryo plays this really well for me. Cryo's staying out of vision, and then Scout's Winnie. So they're able to get this wave all the way in for CCG. Like, that's fine, yeah. And then Cryo bases, they stick around. They still get something. All right, that's super worth it. So, well played, CCG. So big, like, and now Winnie's really far behind in the clear, by the way. Cryo is already, like, done, halfway done with second clear. And Winnie's taking Crab, and has his entire clear to go. He's skipping Gromp. So Cryo's going to be ahead for, like, the rest of the game now. Again, the Zyra clear being on time was really big this game. And we didn't interrupt Zyra clear at all. Alright, hover Sivir. Give Sivir a wave where it's chill. And then we're going to use bot prio to take Drake. We're going to trade it out for Grubs. Grubs, pretty usable for Jace this game and Corki. So this can help Winthrop try and knock down shit in the mid game to accelerate. Yeah. It's just where the strength is. So I appreciate Kryra as well, taking the wraps away. And then doesn't walk in for anything more. It's going to reset. Oops. When he does get camps for this. So when he actually took red buff for this. So Kryra's going to get the bad news. But notice how Kryra walks directly to his Raptors. So for me, Kryra knows this is actually the trade. So at least he's able to contest the camp that's up. This was really smart from Kryra. So really, actually a really good game sense from Kryra. I like Kryra as a player. I'm very high in Kryra. I really like Kryra as a player. I think Kryra's very good. And like on this team, in this league, I think it's a big compliment to say if you walk in, you're going to be a mid-tier jungler. And I really feel like Kryra's going to do that. So, he had a nice series here. Nice sidestep. That said, I mean, this 3v3 is really winning. I really like Zyra Jhin. A lot of ways to play a setup of Deadly Flourish. And you can play off each other really well. This used to be a really strong bot lane. MF was the answer because you'd hit the Zyra plants. Or you could kill them in one auto. Old MF. I'm not sure if that's still the case. It should be. Not old MF. Just reworked MF. Initial rework. I like the trade from Trevor. Like we're trading up, and then this is what CCG does really well this game is holding their space and holding their vision. Watch how much poke Kryra is going to get down over this sequence. All right, so that's one. I mean, that's more than just poke. Nice double root from Kryra, by the way. I think it's this, the outro. So they send Jhin back in. Maybe it was a different scenario. Like, okay, they TP in. Again, Kryra hitting abilities. That resets, doing a really nice job. They do drop one. Like, just playing with his range. Okay, they get Kryra out. It's a knockback. They keep their space. It was a different scenario. Like, when he lost all of his HP pretty much just from that. Also, while this is going on, they did rotate MF up, so free shit from Inui bot. Quite good. I like the steel caps a lot from Inui this game. I've actually been I'm advocating more for Jhin to build defensive boots. I think steel caps on Jhin. You can walk up, take 4 shots. Not bad. Crimson got caught with the body slam, but they still send 4, and he gets 1. So worth. So what do we get? While that's going on, Sivir, who did go Shiv, and a Cole, is going to complete both and start nuking all these waves. So it is double Shiv, so a lot of wave clear for CCG. Again, I think that the Shiv setup, Shiv got nerfed on this most recent patch. I still don't love it, but I can recognize that like you have a lot more control over the waves, and as long as you play the waves, you can continue to scale up. It's just you have less combat stats. So playing with range and playing off your shit more important. Again, we're going to see Kryra just do his best to poke. So this misses, but like you can see some of the setup. It's really good from Kryra. Again, like these plants do so much damage. It's so filthy. Really like how Kryra and CCG play out this sequence. I think this is the one I was thinking of. With this point on Winnie. Like, they don't have to fight. Look at how much the plants are doing. It resets. They don't care. Kryra does smite that. But still, like, good poke from Sivir. Yeah, like, again, that sequence, all they did was just use Zyra Plant, play Jhin W, and that was it. That was really good from CCG. That was actually really good from CCG. Alright, so TP committed bot. It is 5 grubs for Winthrop, and they still have a gold lead, but I think they're doing this to, like, they use it preemptively. It's going to help them get control over Dragon, but I don't think it gets them enough. Crimson didn't have ult, but is a good enough engage, and this TP from Shochi. Again, Denethor just TP top. Oh, this is brutal. Denethor is TPing top while Winthrop's here. That's really bad. That's really bad. Like, you just completely open up yourself to a play like this. That's really bad. All right, so we aren't poking. Trevor gets 1 tap. Trevor has no ult, so I mean, good 1 tap. But now in the choke, like Syra buying space again. Shochi able to auto. Crimson gets an ult. Aaron had to respect this. I think once he sees Cassius, throws out R to try and clean it up, but it's kind of a whiff. I will say with Winnie being down, the setup's down for MF, but that does kind of just grant Dragon. And again, Kryra keeping these plants alive, like making it hard to walk through the choke. It's really good. Like, every plant auto matters. I really like how Kryra played out this pick. The Caleb Williams hype now? Yes. This is the only Bears QB jersey I've owned in my life, Ido. I was on the hype train from day one. I cannot wait for Hard Knocks. I thought they put out the trailer for it yesterday, and I thought it was a debut at the Hall of Fame game. Low-key. Actually, high key. All right, Denethor flashes, try and clean this up. Doesn't get the kill. Shochi gets to continue to scale. Good catch by Kryra. Really nice root by Kryra as well. Kryra's playing very good this game. The flash was a little bit troll. But, you know. Everything else is fine. Didn't you say he was the best Bears QB since you've been alive? Yes. I mean, that's not saying much. But yes. I mean, CCG is 1.5K gold lead. And 3 Drakes. They're in great shape. They outscale by a long shot. And yeah, these pushes for Winthrop just were not it. Good job on Skytech to... Oh, wait. No, he didn't wait out the spell shield, unfortunately. And yeah, he's in Narnia. So free gold over to Sivir. We missed that one. I mean, I think this game's over. I really like the BT second, too, from Sivir. There is decent poke damage coming out of Winthrop, but poke is so bad this patch just because you can run these marksmen that then run BT, and then it just does not matter. Lifelong Sacramento Kings fan. I mean, you're in great shape right now. I'd much rather be you than the Bears. Nice catch here by Trevor. I'm not sure if that was... It wasn't intentional to catch the J side of the Q, but ends up being the case, so quite good job. He flashed over the wave to make sure he can hit the Q. So, like, yeah, they sack a play, but look at this. Rylai's plant into open up. Pretty nice. And then, guess what? We can shiv the wave and proc W's off it. Those 16 years were tough. True. Don't worry, ever since we had D-Rose, our record is fucking even. Or since D-Rose left. That's how bad we are. We can't choose to be good or bad. We just must play to mediocrity and never have a chance to win. Alright, this game's over. I'm looking back, I know I casted this one. This series was so uninteresting to me. It felt like 3 just giant draft diffs. I don't know. I do like how Kryra played games 2 and 3 quite a bit. I feel like that really helps CCG. I think Kryra's good. I want to see Kryra on a, like, I want to see where he lands next year. I think it's going to be very sought after. He's 18, too, which doesn't matter as much to me, but it does matter to some of these teams. Get the youngin. The fact, like, he plays, like, I think he does a lot of the little things really well. And look at this 1v1 for Denethor versus Shochi, man. Just Jace just wasn't it. It was Malphite Cannon angle, for sure. It feels bad, man. It is a good pinch. It's honestly a good try from Skytech, but the E from Kryra was too good. So good even Trevor misses. Like, even Kryra's positioning, like, he can flash over either wall there. It's really good. Yeah. Big fan of this Kryra guy. Good flash, Aaron. Game's still fucked. Yeah, I mean, that's Hexel, so this game's borked. Well played by Denethor here. Again, I think we're forced to do shit like this. Alright, so we did a little bit too much fighting. Winthrop threw enough shit at the wall where eventually something did stick. Unfortunately, it did not stick enough. I mean, just all the damage that Zyra does is so filthy. Also, nice spell shield from Shochi. Like, actually be able to walk up and pull this one off. He is ahead. Nice. Steel caps, BT, good for dueling. Yeah, again, once you get lifesteal in this draft, I feel like Winthrop's comp is really useless. And the Zyra's been so big. I really like how they played with Zyra chokes, though. Like, Kryra just used his clear time to get to spots first, and then just poke. Like, the Zyra was out-poking the poke comp from Winthrop single-handedly. I think BT second for Shochi was quite good. This is probably Shochi's best series so far that I've seen. It made me happy. Also, Manui played well in these 2 games. So good to see from CCG. They needed to improve a little bit if they want to have a chance at making playoffs, and they really clutched up. All right, so they lost inhibitor turret, but it's fine. It's fine. It really is fine. Like, Jesus Christ. How disgusting is this comp? How gross is this draft? Jin Zyra, baby. GG's. All right, congrats on the 2-1 for CCG and keeping their playoff hopes alive. Good drafts in the back half. All right, that's been it for this NACL VoD. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed the content, feel free to drop a like, comment, and or a sub. And follow me